Alrighty, what is up, guys? Welcome back. Aldo here. If you enjoy the content, smash the like button. Wanted to show you what we've been doing, what I've been doing, and also what CBZ, Lanacore, KMAC as well. I don't know a lot. Some of you guys know, but some of you don't know. For within the Aldo Empire VIP Discord, it's not just me now. We got some new analysts in there as well. Had an H bar long, entered yesterday, hit first take profit. That was really nicely done. Locked in profits on that. Had an E short yesterday as well. That I locked in profits on. That did pretty well. So yeah, and then next place for the E short. Hopefully it will come down a little bit lower. We'll see what happens, but profits are locked in for that. Crypto Bull Zone did a nice trade too. Had some nice Uniswap. It's been doing good with Uniswap. A little bit more volatility since the market's been so flat for especially Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think that's kind of about to change here, but we saw it change a little bit today, a little bit of movement, but there's been some good trades with the altcoins, especially Lanacore was doing pretty good with some stuff too, especially XRP. Don't know if that one did well, but we're not going to be right every single time, guys. I have to look at XRP though, based on what he was looking at, but I think Gala had some good stuff too. Lanacore is a really good analyst as well. KMAX had some really good stuff as well too, especially if you guys are into Forex. He's had some really, really good Forex calls in here. Definitely going to have him and Lanacore on the channel soon. Had CBZ on Crypto Bull Zone on the other day. So yeah, guys, check it out. Link down below if you guys are interested. Not going to keep prices this low forever. So yeah, let's get into the analysis right now. So we had a little bit of a movement, a little movement down today. And the significant thing about that is with that movement down, we saw Bitcoin dominance rise. So a lot of liquidity, people are selling their altcoins. They're also selling Bitcoin, but they're selling their altcoins more than Bitcoin. That's kind of what's happening. So that's what we got to look at. Bitcoin dominance not showing any signs of slowing down. I think when money flow on this 2 week starts to finally start to come down, that's when you may see your peak. So this could keep going up for the next few months while Bitcoin kind of continues to potentially drop down a bit more here. My guess is low 20s, but that's to be seen. We'll see what happens. Similar to kind of this drop down, it bottomed out around December of 2019, as long as you don't count the pandemic. So that's that that potential trajectory downward. I think these gap to RSIs here are gonna play out, and it probably will. Once these curve around and kind of drop down, kind of looking potentially like December. It could happen quicker though. Once these curve down and get low, that's when you're kind of done. And the other thing too, it's very interesting. Look at what happened in August of 2015. This was a quick, just rip the band-aid off type thing. 26% down from that kind of, well, from the top there, about 30% down. If we did do it kind of from the top here, I'm curious where 30% would bring you to. Right around that area. That's my main guess. There's a little bit more similarities to kind of 2015, I would say, than 2019 in this. So if we just get a quick drop down, that could be nice, but the more boring situation of gradually coming down until the end of the year, that's possible as well. So definitely got to see what happens here. If we look at the 3-day here, it's a little bit different on the Coinbase chart, but on the Bitstamp chart, you didn't even confirm your kind of trigger wave. My guess here is that you could form a much bigger wave and come down a bit more into potentially September here, and potentially come down more. Money flow kind of deep, getting deeper on the 2-day there. And on the daily, kind of in between, right there when you came into the green, just came down. I feel like you could come down that trajectory more and then come back to 27 by the end of the month, potentially. We'll see what happens, though. That's the 2-day right there. And then the daily, you're turning gray. You're kind of turning gray from these bright EMAs, turning gray to potentially kind of come down there. And then... yeah, that's the thing I didn't mention on the. It wasn't zoomed in as much. This chart is about the EMAs. This chart is all marked up. An interesting thing here too that I want to show you guys is look at this point. See, we hit there, see this line there, and then now we're hitting it. We're just about hitting it again. So if we lose that, that could be a big kind of trend reversal here, signifying more of a downtrend rather than an uptrend. And these EMAs on the daily that are all gray could be a big signification of that. Is that a word? Signification? Big signal of that. Excuse me. And then money flow kind of looks like it wants to come deeper on some of these time frames. So I'm not seeing potentially too much relief. Also, the same thing. These EMAs turning gray in the 4-hour and the 5-hour. Typically, those market cipher A EMAs mean, or mean business when they turn from bright to gray. That means something. That potentially could, come down a bit more here. So that's what we got to look at. Short term, though, I mean, you're hitting that point. I do think there could be a bit of relief. Money flow coming up on the 16. Maybe it could be a nice long or something off of that money flow crossover. Maybe back up to 29.3, something of that nature. That's ultimately what I'm looking at on Bitcoin right now. But if we wanted to just look at, and let's look at the last time these EMAs went from bright to, let's do that kind of, we'll try to keep I mean, it would be around, yeah, that'd be a trajectory downward quite a bit into September. If we do move quickly here, we've been sideways for a while. I'm not saying you're going that low. I think it's more likely you mess around with 25 first, but this was, well, let's actually do, this would be better. Let's do the percentage. What was the percentage here? This was 18%. 18% or so. What would 18% be? Yeah, that is the same. Yeah, that would give us this 24, obviously. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. But overall, kind of bearish in my opinion. And then let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, we're coming back kind of into this volume area right now. I'm trying to defend it. Good sign, trying to defend it. Short term, I do think you got a shot coming up a little bit higher here. It could even be some type of bear flag type thing to drop down, though. We'll see what happens in the short term. I'm just kind of sitting in my short right now that did pretty well. Hoping we can come down a little bit lower. I think this point with this wick is pretty significant, around 1800. After that, you got an old volume area low, or no, we're still in that larger volume area low. Down here, 1770. If you lose that, things get more bearish, obviously. So that's ultimately what I'm looking at there. And then, just like Bitcoin, red dot in the 2-day, money flow looks like it wants to come deeper. So this could, I mean, you could be back at the 17s, into the end of the month or early next month potentially here. The other thing too, red X on the weekly here after the red dot continuation. Last time that happened, ooh, right there. So it was bullish that time, but typically bad and then bad. So, obviously I don't think it's going to be like that. That was a complete nightmare. But here, something like this is not impossible, and that would fulfill the Wyckoff type of thing. I'm not saying it's going back to 1,000. In fact, I think it's a little bit more likely that you just hit off at 1,200, but we'll see what happens, especially with traditional markets the way they are. The other thing, too, if you guys could see, I know there's a lot of lines, but the monthly Heiken Ashi candle is now turning red, signifying a trend reversal. Look right here, you're red until December, so it could be something of that nature happening. So that's what I'm ultimately looking at on ETH right now. And if we look at ETH versus Bitcoin, does look like these blood diamonds on the weekly will play out and bring us down farther. I think you get down to potentially here, 0.04, another 20% or something. We got to see what happens. Play this by ear, but I think this will kind of continue. I mean, it bottomed out in September 2019, and then this last thing down went down quick. So if this goes down quick, if we get a big dump down quickly for crypto, this is what we're looking for, guys. And this is, I don't know where ETH is going to be if we dump 50% against Bitcoin or 40% or whatever, but that's the place to get into ETH, obviously. That's the place to start converting, not financial advice, but that's where I'm going to be converting Bitcoin to ETH and buying ETH with a lot of cash that I have saved up right now. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for, that general area. And then I wanted to show you guys Total 2. Total 2 is interesting too, because you are printing it's actually it's converted to blood diamond on the weekly, but look at the 2-week, printing a blood diamond. Never happened before on Total. Oh my, what did I just do? Okay, printing a blood diamond. Never happened before on, is there an undo button? Yeah. What? Oh my God, I couldn't undo that. Okay. That didn't work. All right, well, Total 2 blood diamond. I mean, you get the thing. I mean, I think that we could come down to potentially 400. That would be like a triple bottom type of Wyckoff thing. 400 billion, decent correction from where we are right now. The last time we saw a trigger wave like this was the pandemic. Oh, did I move? Okay, I don't know yeah. Anyway, was the pandemic low over here. Wait till this plays out. We'll see what happens. Maybe we could dump down quickly into September, and then that's your place to get into altcoins, get into that. In terms of, so that's all for crypto I want to talk about right now. Obviously altcoins keep leading against Bitcoin. I think they'll continue to do so for now. VIX is getting, for traditional markets, getting a jump up for, first time in a while. If you look at the monthly here, kind of getting into that zone where volatility may start more. Also, we saw Michael Burry shorting his entire life savings on. I'm just kidding, probably not. But big short position. Nice trend reversal on the 2-week. Things go in line with his short. I see where he's coming from. But the thing is, he's big, so maybe there's counter traders, other people that will kind of bring it up first before. We'll see what happens. My guess is you're gonna come down with traditional markets. If you look at like Apple, for example, huge player, fierce rejection off of 200, down 10% already, down to about 177. Yeah, over 10% actually. And then I think you could see a trajectory into the end of the year, maybe 150, back to those areas, if not lower, depending on what happens here. Pre-election year, you typically do come down a bit. We'll see what happens after that. We'll see where unemployment is and if we're going to end up going into recession or not. But it's going to be interesting. I think ultimately the next few months are going to be very apathetic. I think the next few months we're going to ultimately probably see more red for the markets, but that's okay. Crypto Bull Zone, Atlanticor, KMAC, we're doing excellent in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Check it out if you guys are interested in trading. Obviously kind of risky, but I think it's going to help you guys out, especially to learn from it. Not financial advice though. And also, if you guys want an exchange, no KYC, no VPN required. Check out FAIRDESK down below. PHEMEX is really good as well. You can mint the Soul Pass, get the NFT with PHEMEX, so check both of those out. MEXC is pretty good as well. 0 limit fees with my link. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.